Japanese spacecraft heads home. A Japanese spacecraft has left a distant asteroid and started to head home, to Earth, after successfully completing its mission. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, known as JAXA, said the Hayabusa 2 spacecraft left its orbit around the asteroid Ryugu Wednesday. The space rock is currently about 300 million kilometers from Earth. Hayabusa 2's mission was to gather soil samples from an asteroid that could provide information on how the solar system formed, the country's space agency said. The spacecraft is to bring those samples back so scientists can study them in a laboratory. Asteroids orbit the Sun, but are much smaller than planets or moons. They are believed to be among the oldest objects in the solar system and may help explain how Earth developed. They may even provide clues about the appearance of life. Workers at the command center stood up and cheered when JAXA project manager Yuichi Tsuda confirmed the departure. The spacecraft captured pictures of Ryugu as it began heading home and sent the pictures back to Earth. The asteroid Ryugu, or Dragon Palace, is named after a sea-bottom castle in a traditional Japanese story. Hayabusa 2 will continue its farewell filming of the asteroid for a few more days, JAXA said. As the spacecraft travels away from the asteroid and toward Earth, it will adjust its position. It will retreat about 65 kilometers from the asteroid and out of its gravitational pull and could head somewhere. After that, the asteroid will be out of sight of the spacecraft. The spacecraft will then start its main thrusters in early December. The return trip will take about 1 year. Hayabusa 2 arrived at the 900-meter-long asteroid in June 2018. The spacecraft landed on the extremely rocky asteroid 2 times and successfully collected information and soil. The first landing took place in February. Hayabusa 2 collected surface dust samples at the time. In July, it collected samples from beneath the surface of the asteroid after landing in a shallow hole that it had blasted. The operation was the first of its kind in the history of space exploration. Scientists said they detected small amounts of carbon and organic material in the asteroid soil samples. JAXA scientists believe the subsurface samples contain valuable data because they are unaffected by space radiation and other forces. They believe the samples could tell more about the beginnings of the solar system 4.6 billion years ago. Hayabusa 2 is expected to reach Earth in late 2020 and drop a container holding the valuable samples in the Australian desert. Tsuda said landing the container at the targeted spot will require precision controls. Details are still being negotiated with the Australian government, he said. After Hayabusa 2 drops its container, the spacecraft may be used for other missions and head somewhere else. The spacecraft took more than 3 years to arrive at the asteroid, but the trip home is much shorter thanks to the current positions of Ryugu and Earth in their orbits.